What up, guys? It's your boy Just King ZA. Welcome back to the Just King ZA podcast. And yeah, man, today we have different content style. We're doing an interview with Len Smith of Vote Right movement, and we're going to be discussing the future and the history of South Africa from someone who has experienced, South Africa's different periods, from the apartheid eras to today's eras, and everything that has happened, Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out on my future videos. You don't get to miss out on my future uploads. And every time when I upload, you get my videos on your homepage. So please subscribe. So yeah, he's got a very incredible take on that. So that's what we're going to be discussing. And it's a pleasure to have you, Mr. Vote Right. Pleasure to have you. How are you today?
I'm good yourself. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having a deliberation of my life out there, where from apartheid to AV right, put it that way. So it's coming from apartheid and the experience of this day and age, what we're experiencing with this. So we'll
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna start. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna ask you some questions. Yeah. Feel free to just go on a long submission as long as you can, according to each question. I'm just gonna be asking you the question, so you don't have to just answer and then we move. No, you can literally have your own train of thought and educate the people, as you usually do. So, can you tell me about the history of South Africa in terms of like the days of apartheid and the days where everything was so bad to a point where we had apartheid and the things that led to you starting to figure out, to see that this is actually a wrong thing. Life is not meant to be this way. What were those days like?
Okay. I was born in Kensington, Cape Town, South Africa. I was labeled a colored, and which I detest till to today. And growing up in an impoverished area, a low economic background, I can assure you, getting educated on a system that I come from and where we are today, really, it's been a learning curve. It's been an experience. And I'll start off, I was at Factoryton Primary, and being at Factoryton Primary, I was always into sports, etc. And my parents, they always took us for drives, etc. We would go on braais. And on one Sunday, they took us on a drive, and we ended up at Simonstown Beach. Long Beach in Simonstown. And while we were enjoying ourselves, etc., hour goes by, etc., we then were told that we must get off the beach. And the reason we were told, because my mother's sisters are extremely dark. And, I'm saying extremely, I'm trying to explain the difference in our varied ways that we looked, And they then my mother said, come, and I was angry because I had to then leave this ocean that I was swimming in, enjoying myself, and all because we were not white enough to be on the beach. We had to leave because of our color. So there was a boat, but the boat wasn't there where we were. The board was further on, and my mother then showed us as we were driving as well. Me crying in the car, going on, carrying on, because I've been deprived of enjoyment now, you know. And then she showed me the board, and the board read, whites only, blankes alleenlik. And I asked her to explain the Afrikaans terminology and like, wow, whites only, you know, etc. And she then gave me an in-depth, and to my sibling sitting next to me, so not enjoying the factor. And we then learned what apartheid was on that day. Monday morning when I arrived at school, I chatted to a few of my friends and I explained what happened over the weekend, etc. And we were chatting, and I was explaining, and then I started listening to various and different stories as well, you know, and then I said, no, man, we have to go up against this. And that's when my first love to politics, or my anti-apartheidism started. Was when on the Thursday we all gathered on the field and we did our first demonstration. Me leading a few students on that field was a greatness, because that was the beginning. Even though I got 6 cuts from the principal, Mr. Kearns, I can assure you guys it was something horrific. It was heartbreaking, but I've learned. Then the year thereafter, and that was in Standard 5, which we call Grade 7 today. Then the year after, I went to Grade 8, which is Standard 6. And going there, really, to Windermere Senior Secondary was a blessing. It was something brilliant. And I became, that same year, the first year, the SRC chairperson of Windermere Senior Secondary School. And I really went deep into it. And then my life started, and I started seeing all the things that I was seeing because of the awareness that was made. I then created marches. We demonstrated, went to town, Vista High School out in Cape Town, where we had some of our SRC meetings. We were actually, some of us were arrested there at Vista High School. And when we go in those directions, we then really fought the struggle, you know, and being part of the UDF, etc., going through the education system, you know, I can explain this, and it will be a boring factor because some people wouldn't understand the facts that was happening out there, how dangerous it was being part of the struggle. When we were chased out of the city, we ended up in the Leesbeek River as a group of us, etc., hiding away from the apartheid police and the military, etc. And you guys must really be able to one day, when I do publish my book, read it, because it is so intriguing, it is so brilliant, that you will laugh, you will cry because of what there is. And various things that has happened to me with the torches and all of that as well. And you know what? I had nightmares. I hated white South Africans because I really hated them, because they were the fathers of apartheid. They were the creators of apartheid. And they were the creators and the people who have done to me what they have done. Today, I cannot have any children because of it, but at the end of the day, it is something I will have to live with. And I have asked for forgiveness of what those have done who have wronged me. And I spoke to God about it, because today I found God. I used to be an atheist before as well, a communist, an atheist. And look, I haven't prepared anything. I'm giving it to you guys from my heart, from my hip. So, you know, as my memory goes backwards into this, it's sad because, I remember, I've still got the picture of this van, this old van with the wooden slats on the sides, where all these bodies of my comrades, it's sad. I mean, I was at the Trojan Horse fight, which is the funeral, the burial, and on that day, a friend saved me as well. So I could go through all of these things and explain everything, but I'm looking at where I have asked for forgiveness, but I will not forget. I'll never ever not forget, because there's no ways we can allow apartheid to reappear. But now in the future, I'm still fighting a reverse apartheid, because it has changed the same system, but different men in those boots.
Different tricks, yeah.
And it has opened my eyes to, I fought one apartheid, now I must fight another apartheid. And these are the reasons as well why we have created a political movement, which was which was voter right. Firstly, we started off with that movement, and then we started a political movement which will go onto the ballot paper to fight the wrongs on the same platform as what they are. So that, because they all bloody corrupt and evil up there, there is no president out there, that you can actually lift your head up to and say, this is for us. This is a South Africanness. This is a man from our soil that's giving us and understand the blood that's been bled on our soil. So we have to look at all of these factors. Mona is in the comments. If you can bring Mona up, what Metro Man or something, yeah?
Okay, now I'll bring him up, but I just wanted to for us to move a little bit.
Because that part gave you another part of the.
Yes. Just a short one also about, okay, what, because it's not easy to just say that I'm just gonna, seeing that there's a wrong in a country, to just stand up and mobilize. It's not as easy. Not everyone can do it. People can be cowards. What gave you that, that edge to just wanna not see anything of this sort and just go forth, put yourself in danger, and what gave you that heroic mindset?
The love of my family, and I always tell people I don't see no color, because my family is completely, we've got black South Africans, we've got white South Africans, we've got Indian South Africans, we've even got, and colored South Africans. And my family trees and the bloodline in my family, it's all to that. And when you go out there, you fight for a cause. And my cause was where I lived. Lenin was my hero. So I was a communist and, put socialism and communism together. And all I wanted was everybody to live under the sun, where we were all equal to each other and one another. And that gave me the strength where I could sit with, no matter the color of the person that I want to embrace. No one can tell me who I can be with. No one can tell me where I can walk, where I can go. And that is what we fought for. That the Freedom Charter was my Bible. It was a greatness. And in the Freedom Charter, it was for all South Africans. So the Freedom Charter did not subscribe to color. It referred to all South Africans. And then you find the far left races who wants to condemn the Freedom Charter because they find that they need to practice victimhood. If you've come from the struggle, you'd understand you cannot be a victim. You have to stand up for what is right. And when you look what is right, you have to fight for it. And you'll be able to, even now, my life have been threatened, etc. And I said, the flame will still continue, even though you will try and remove me, but that flame will be there. So it's the same aspect during the struggle. Yeah, you happy with that?
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, no, that's very interesting. It's rare to find people like that nowadays who can come from that angle. But it's great to hear that. Yeah, it's a lot of people need to hear this type of stories. There's so many struggle heroes who have so many stories, but some of them have not been shared to that level. So what I want to know now is that it seems that back in those days, something special was happening in South Africa. There were a group of people who were way ahead of their time. That when things are bad, when there's injustice in humanity, these people would fight and would actually have the guts to challenge the systems as a whole, which is something that you really don't find much nowadays. You find it here and there. So, you think has went wrong in today's generation compared to those days? Why do we have so few people that are like that today? Is it comfortability, or is it the fact that people have been having a good time for a couple of years? What separates that generation to the modern day?
Okay, I'll take you through to 1994 from those days and beyond 1994 to give you a more or less idea. During those days, when we fought apartheid, it was cosmopolitan fighting because it was people who wanted to integrate with each other and one another, no matter the color of the skin. We had white South Africans, we had black South Africans, we had colored South Africans, we had Indian South Africans, and we had other people as well that came through from other countries, etc. And we stood together. We marched. We sat in defiance to apartheid, and we weren't that violent. We dealt with things where we would show in numbers, this is who we are. And the awareness came from what we did and how we did things. And yes, there's a few wrongs that was done as well, even though we were struggle fighters and how things has happened. And there was illegal things that we did to fund ourselves, etc., so that we could continue the fight, because we had to be self-sustaining. The ANC was expelled from South Africa, and we then became the UDF, and we stood up and we stood our ground, and the students then took the fight to the ground. The students took it out there, and we stood firm and strong. And when you look at where we come from and today we want to ostracize the people who have helped us, the various other race groups that stood with us. There was a Jewish community that stood with us. There was newspapers created. There was various things created, and the Jewish communities assisted us and helped us. And this is where the difference comes in today. Today, we want to twist those history that we come from. We must never forget our history. We can forgive it, but we must never forget it because it is greatness. It is something that we should learn from. But if we are not going to show love out there, and if we are not going to unite out there, and that is where the divide is, that is why we are in this situation, because the ruling government of today, the politicians of today, from 1994 to 2026, have failed us. Because as long as they keep us divided, they can rule and fill their pockets and keep promoting corruption within themselves. We need to break that pattern. We need to move to a direction where we need to create something, even if you don't like what I have created. Create something then that will take us forward, that will be a new governance, that will be the voice of the people. You know, we always had a little song and a saying and a slogan that said, the people shall overcome. The people shall govern. We need to understand these things. We really need to grasp it and keep it within us, because that's what's needed. And when you look at today's world, while we are being divided, we will not succeed. And that's the difference with apartheid days and with today.
And today. Okay.
Never fight us
Okay.
united.
Okay. No, that's great. Yeah, it's very, very educational. But now I want to know something about before we move on. We're gonna go to. I think I have a couple of questions of when what was happening in the past. But I want you to go in depth about the organizations you've been involved in those days. Which organization? You said the UDF, right? And then what else were you part of MK, or just go in depth about the organizations that were established in those days and what they used to do? Yeah, what were they about and what they achieved?
Yes, right. In those days, it was great days. And what we belonged to. So I started off as a SRC chairperson, etc., and I built from there. Okay, because when you fight for a right, you will do anything. You'll make sure that that right will succeed. And I've joined various things, various movements, because we had to hide ourselves in our own country. We really had to be out there but hidden and belonging to various groups. And the MK was a very, very secretive thing. We didn't even know who was MK until we meet in various places, etc., going forward. And come from the UDF and those, we all combined. I wish Neil de Beer was around so that we could comply to certain things that happened over those periods of times as well. And we had my training with Tanzania, etc. And, in those years you couldn't stand up and say, yes, this is who I am, etc., because you had to operate in a very intelligent scenario. There was places out in
Yeah, I think your mic is a bit muffled.
Vredendal, is that better? And being in Vredendal, we then at the mouth of the
Yeah,
Orange River.
I think your mic is a bit muffled, Mr. Votright. Can't hear you.
Just give me 2 seconds.
The mic. Okay. Yeah, it's clear now.
Is it clear now? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Right. So then we did we dug a hole, and we then got illegal diamonds and we legalized it there, so that could be sold out in Europe and various other countries to fund
Yeah.
a common.
Yeah, it's still a little bit far. I don't know. Are you not covering it with something?
No, I'm not. Let me just.
Yeah, now it's okay, but back then it was just disappearing a little bit.
Okay, how's that now?
Just be closer to it. I think it'll be better.
Okay, right. I'll speak into it like this all the time.
Yeah.
So going forward, so doing certain illegal things, etc., to fund our comrades who was living abroad and all over the show, and to get funding for what we were doing. It was amazing, and then the UDF, etc. And I can remember very clearly now as well at UWC, Winnie Madikizela, as well as a daughter, came to give a chat to us. I call it chats. And it was greatness. It was really being part of something, having Winnie speak to us directly was opening our eyes more, giving us more encouragement to being there in the struggle. It was greatness. And obviously, come 1994, being part of the ANC, voting for the ANC, and then things started changing.
Okay.
The Codesa document.
Yeah, things started changing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So before we move on, I'll say that you were talking about Winnie Mandela. Just tell me, what was your perspective on some of the couple? Just give me a moment. So, what was your perspective on some of those people? Mandela, Winnie Mandela, and also you talked about Neil de Beer. What was your perspective, and what's your perspective now about those people?
I carry them high.
Some of the notable people.
I carry them high. I carry them as heroes. And we should acknowledge these things. Don't call me a hero. I did not sit 27 years and come out and forgive and try and build a rainbow nation. So those are the type of heroes we need to look up at. People are trying to falsify history. People are trying to say that that wasn't Madiba, etc. And the fake news go out there. Stop listening to fake news. We need to look at the facts. We need to understand. And I mean, even Julius Malema climbed onto something which was far greater than what he was. He hasn't experienced the struggle, but he has learned from the mouths of those heroes. And now he wants to project the struggle as if he was part of it. He wasn't. We need to understand, moving forward, if you look at the Neil de Beers, we have to honor people who has fought in the struggle. We have to honor them. We have to honor our parents, our mothers, our fathers, who made us aware of the wrongs of that time. And if we, but we cannot carry hatred forever. We have to find a place where we take these heroes and we carry them forward. Because if you go to any recording that Neil de Beer has spoken on as well, you will see he speaks from his heart. Hy praat van sy heup af, man. He speaks directly to you. And we don't have that honesty in South Africa. We don't have it. Because when a politician go up there, he wants to become a performer. He wants to go behind a podium in a church, and he wants to preach for people to vote for him. Remember, during the struggle, we weren't godly. We were atheists. We were communists. We fought no matter what the outcome. tumble the apartheid government. But we also need to understand we were part of really tumbling the apartheid government, but without the America's help, because they came in and they told South Africa, and that was in the late 80s, sir. They told South Africa, if you don't change your policies and if you don't stop your nuclear program, we will come and take your country by force. And that's where the Codesa document come from. That's where, and we were sold out in the Codesa document. We were sold out to people that knew what monies they were going to get, how rich they were going to become. And Cyril Ramaphosa knows exactly why he's so close to Ruth Meyer. Now today, Ruth Meyer is the ambassador in the United States. We need to understand, wow, these things still like that. We've been sold out as a people of this country. That's why they want to keep the divide. Because during apartheid, where there was a divide, there was people growing their riches. They were corrupt as well. Today, that corruption continues. And it was just signed by that Codesa documents to keep it going that way. Whether it's change the color or different people in different boots right now, or in the same boots, but different people, it will guide us in that direction. Do you want me to continue or do you want me to?
Okay. No, that's okay. I still have a couple of questions, but now I'm going to be going to the days of liberation now. And then now we go to the corruption and then your overall point. But before we get into that, I think it's very important for you to talk about your organization while we are here and while Metroman is here as well. I'd like you to just give us an overview of your organization. Why did it start? When did it start? And what is the overall intention and what you want South Africa to know about your organization? Yeah, I think you can give us that, Metroman, but I'll bring him back.
Okay. You must also remember that
The AV Rights Organization.
Yes. You must also understand that I used to belong to various groups, etc. I was part of Transformation in Soccer. As well as I used to belong to SACOS. We were part of SACOS. Now, nobody speaks of SACOS. We were the ones that prevented other countries playing with the Springbok rugby team. We prevented South Africa from participating in the Olympics, etc. We were that type that really fought against where they could not go, where they wanted to still have freedom, have apartheid and still have freedom to contest in any other sporting activity. And those all helped us break down apartheid as well. You know, people don't know the true history. People need to learn the proper history and stop debunking history where you're saying this and that. You're wrong. Be factual. And last night I was presented facts that was falsified. Don't do things like that. Be factual, because only by you being factual, you've been truthful, and then you will see we will prosper. We will prosper. You wanted to ask Metroman something? Just Kings? Probably on the call. Paid anything for this. I'm speaking from my heart. I'm what I can remember.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can. My network cut for a little bit. Or were you done with that question?
Yes, I have given you something about where there was a movement even called SACOS out there. So I don't know if your recording will keep it.
Yeah, it would be there. Yeah, just you can go into vote right movement and what you want people to know about it.
Okay, I want people to hear more about AVR, which is
Yeah,
AV Right.
AVR.
Okay, the AV Right political movement. I'll give you a touch on our manifesto, etc. Because we started that because as voter right, we went to the ground and we went to go deliver memorandums, etc., asking for transparency and accountability, which had just get thrown into the bin. And then we discovered that no, man, we need to play on the same platform as what these other people are, and we created AV Right political movement, which will play on the same platform, be on the same ballot papers, but we will maintain being a movement so that we are there for the people, so that the people have a voice, and our foundations will remain. And I will say, we are AV Right, a political movement born from this South African soil, built by the people, for the people. We are a movement for all citizens, regardless of background,
Okay.
united under one flag and one shared destiny.
Okay. I don't know if Metro Man has something to add about the AVR movement.
What you need to understand about the AVR movement is aligned to his own Bible, which is South Africanism. And soon you will know more about South Africanism because a book will be published. Then AVR is also a futuristic political movement that is solely there to eliminate poverty, that has systematically things in place to solve the problem where no one in South Africa will go hungry. We are also a colorless. We don't see your color. We don't see your sexuality. We see you. We don't see your culture. Whether you're Zulu, Xhosa, you are a South African first. And it also symbolizes brotherhood, South African under South Africanism. Because we can always refer back to the Freedom Charter, which is also our Bible. We respect the Freedom Charter. And because of the Freedom Charter, we will align to South Africanism. But this political party, firstly, is so futuristic and has a solution for all social ills that we are currently going through. We know that electricity is a problem, water is a problem, and we know that unemployment is a problem. And our current president created a short-term solution, which will become a long-term solution to deal with poverty after registration is in place. So I just want to say that we are the cure to South Africa. We don't want to be aligned to the last hope and this and that. We are the cure because we have the solution. And also, we are also a godly political movement. We believe that in God, through God, we will be successful and we will achieve all our goals and we will bring God back into society and give God his rightful place. So but it's better for you to go and read our manifesto on our website. I think yesterday there was with Mr. President. You did send him the website. Did you send it the website, Mr. President? You did put the website on the live yesterday. Just
It was, it
yes.
was,
So it's better. You see, it's better to go and read our manifesto, and that manifesto will give you a clear guideline to where we're moving as a political movement and the goal and the plan we have for South Africa. So please go and do it whenever you have time because it's going to give you a clear indication and I can put my head on the blog. You will never, no one has ever found fault with this manifesto
my,
because this manifesto,
my protector, my equal. If I may,
no problem.
you know, we need to put our voice out there because obviously is going to publish it on YouTube. So, and so we need to explain to a degree as to give an idea. So I will give certain things quickly, or I'll try and be as quick as possible. AV Right is not a right-wing or a left-wing party. We are simply for South Africa, for South Africanism, and for you to be a South Africanist. It is South Africa first at all times. Champion a new path of inclusiveness, equality, and unity. We give one vision, and this is our vision: one nation without division. Our vision is to create a single united nation, South Africa, where the division is eliminated. We believe South Africa's greatest strength lies in its unity, not in the barriers of race, religion, or culture that have historically kept us apart. We see a future where diversity is celebrated as a source of strength, where every citizen born from the soil thrive and contribute to a brighter, inclusive future. Our core principles, the foundations of a new South Africa, of a great South Africa, of a South Africa that can be a first world country within our continent. Our vision is guided by the 5 core principles that form a bedrock of our movement. This can never be shattered. Unity over division. We believe that by embracing diversity and working together, we can overcome, we shall overcome challenges like inequality and poverty to build a stronger, more equitable nation for everyone, accountability and transparency. We are dedicated to establishing a government that is both accountable and transparent. This means leaders who answer for their actions, an open government that rebuilds trust by always prioritizing the public interest. A South African born from the soil always comes first. Empowerment, transformation through knowledge. We believe that access to quality education and information empowers citizens born from the soil to make informed decisions and actively shape the nation's future. Community-driven change. True transformation starts at the grassroots level. We aim to empower local communities to identify and solve their own challenges through collaboration and inclusive decision-making. Equality throughout. Equality is the non-negotiable foundation of a just society. We advocate for equal opportunities, rights, and access to resources in education, healthcare, justice, and governance for every person born from this soil. How we operate, building a South Africanist democracy. To put these principles into action, AV Right will pioneer a new kind of politics. It's futuristic. And give direct engagement to citizens born from the soil. We will create platforms for South Africans to have their voices heard on an ongoing basis, not just during elections, through data-driven policy making, a new standard of integrity. Our internal party structure is designed to enforce the highest standards of accountability, including mechanisms to remove any representative found guilty of corruption or misconduct, by giving you, the member of the party, 365 days a year where you can nominate anybody who participates in corruption or any misconduct. If you believe in a South
Yeah.
yes,
Oh no, I just wanted to tell Keystone, I wanted to mute the yours lady. I muted him by mistake. Sorry, Keystone. Yeah, you can continue, Mr. Vote, right?
if you believe in a South Africa that sees no color, where we are united as one nation under one flag, then join us. Together, we can build a country where fairness, opportunity, and prosperity are within everyone's reach. And I hope this message really effectively captures the spirit and the vision of us as South Africanness, of us being a South African, of us wanting to really grow ourselves and have a vision for us to create within ourselves the love that we can give to each other and one another. You know, and this vision of AV Right movement, let me know if you would like to refine what I have spoken of to you. In any part of what I speak, please challenge me on it. Come crucify me. Come ask me questions.
Yeah, no, I think,
Learn from what you want.
yeah. Yeah, no, I think I'm okay with that because the main aim of this interview is for you to tell your story, and that's been great so far. And also, I saw the importance of you to speak about your party, and your organization, and it's important, so that people can, hear what it's about. I just also wanted to ask. Metro Man also, are you okay with just appearing as Metro Man? You don't want to put your real name? Is it fine? Okay, he's out. Okay, I think now as we get maybe to maybe the latter parts of the interview now, these are the latter parts. I saw it's important to push them. Okay, I think he's requesting. So what I want to know now is, let's get now to the future. What was it like when everything you fought for eventually came to pass? When Mandela was released,
Sorry, Ausna.
and that thing which was a dream. Okay,
Also, I'm battling with my
okay, no stress.
internet now, so I'm just.
Okay. No, I just wanted to know if you wouldn't want to put yourself out there as yours. Okay, no, he's got problems with the network. Yeah, so Mr. Votright, that's that. What happened? How did you feel when it actually happened and people actually came out of jail, and what happened? What eventually happened there? How did you feel when everything came together and the ANC was now voted in? You know. Yeah, so I think
No,
no.
when our heroes was released, it was the greatest day ever. I was there in person. I was there, absorbed in the crowd, absorbed in the joyful celebrations of seeing. You know that I have met Madiba personally as well, and we need to understand that from that greatness we were celebrating. Our celebration started fading out in 2007. And then our democracy dream that we were sold became a nightmare, which we have today. And a lot of people tell me I'm wrong with my understanding with Zuma. Jacob Zuma have failed us as a country. And yes, the Guptas was there before because they were Sahara and they were infiltrating government. But Jacob Zuma was the weakness. Jacob Zuma allowed gangsterism into government. He allowed state capture. We have to admit to the fact. We cannot run away from lies. Don't come up here and tell people Jacob Zuma was a great guy. He created this and that. Because his wrongs will never supersede the things that he've done that was right. And we have to look at it, and purely based on the fact that today we are going to the streets. We are going to the streets purely based on the fact that we have illegal foreigners. Now, when something is illegal, it is a criminal. And we shouldn't go violently. We should learn from the past. Let us not have another Americana 2.0. Let us hold hands. Let us be steadfast. Let us call the government to a round table. Let us take the GNU and tell them, let's have a dialogue. Let's sit down with this. This is what we want. And what we agree on upon there becomes the law, becomes what must happen, because that's the only way we as South Africans can take a country back.
Do you think that there was a, I saw this video of Thabo Mbeki now when he was speaking to people. I don't know who he was addressing, and he said that the ANC was infiltrated from way back by spies, and some of the spies are occupying top positions now. Do you think that these people have anything to do with the rampant level of corruption? Or is it just comrades just got on another level of greediness to a point where,
No.
or is it a combination of the two?
The ANC, a bunch of people, we had to learn how to become leaders. We had to learn how to do things differently, because during the liberation of apartheid, during everything that we fought for, we became militant. And we had to quickly learn. So yes, there was errors made. Yes, we have done wrong, but we had to learn from it. But because of the infiltration, because of people who found a way that they could boost their pockets and cause corruption. Now, the major corruption started when the learned came on board, when they started infiltrating with their degrees, etc. They then opened up to the older generation of the ANC how they could fatten their pockets and how they could find loopholes, etc. So today, I always want someone, you don't have to be learned. If your heart is there for the people, and if the people elect you, then that's where you must be. We shouldn't have parties trying to present people and then get them elected. We should have us as being in the communities, us who are on the ground, we who are impoverished. We should be electing people who can rule and control and give us our voice back. That's who we should be electing. So take your ballot, your vote, and use it to the best, and research and stop listening to the lies. If you've elected certain people and they're still so corrupt and they are still not giving you what you want, walk away. You're not going to invite a criminal into your home to come and do any wrong in your home. You are going to close your door and make sure you are secure in your home. That's the same with your country, South Africa. It is your country. You have the key to the door. You open your country to who you can trust as a South African born from the soil. And I think this message must go strongly. We must adopt this message because we need to understand we, the voters, have created this problem. Thank you.
Yeah. Nah, thanks. What would you say now after everything? Because I think we've covered some of the questions that I wanted to ask about the corruption, going in depth. About the corruption and yeah. So, what would you say now is the way forward? What does South Africa need? Does South Africa need left wing politics? Does South Africa need right wing politics? Does it need to be far right? Does it need to be far left? Because we have all of that in South Africa. We have the EFF going far left. You have other parties also going far right, or some being, and it just seems that a lot of people just don't know what is it that the country needs. What is it that the country needs? Some saying we need dictators, which are far right type of concepts. It could even be far left. It goes both ways. Far left, far right, where you are told what to do. What is it that South Africa needs to go forward politically? That's why I also spoke to you to invite you on this interview, because I know you understand the politics. A lot of people really don't understand the politics. So from someone who's political, from your political science, mind that you've experienced over time, what should South Africa do politically? Where should we be going? Yeah.
Politically, you put your mind to where you are living in your house, and I've spoken of this before. And I can assure you, once you rule your house, you look without. You accept your neighbor, you love your neighbor. You create a better community. So when we look at each other and one another, we must only have love. And when we look forward to the left or the right, they both are wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right. So we have to look at not communism, not socialism, and with South Africanism, we have a bit of capitalism, we have a little bit of socialism there as well, all the goodness, but things that pertains to us as South Africans, things that we are born from this soil, that belongs to us. Let us use what we have experienced, because South Africa's never ever been a great country. It is your turn to make this a great country by choosing the right thing to do. Because you cannot create a society where you try and divide our society and say, yes, we agree with Orania. Yes, we agree with this out in Zululand. We need to start looking at each other and tell each other, if we cannot live next to each other and one another, we should open up our eyes, our ears, our hearts, our souls, and we should realize, do we want a better future for our children's children's children? Or do we want our legacies? Why not put a legacy out there that we are the generation that is the hero generation that will give them a better future going forward? Because politically, we have to do the change. We have to remove from 1994 to 2026 all those corrupt government officials, parties, because they have failed us. And when you look at the system, there's some good things in the system, but there is bad things in the system that we have to break down. When you are employed by government, you must answer to the people coming to your window door, giving you their details to have an ID. You must jump for that South African born from the soil, because you are a servant, a slave to us, because the government has made us, the people born from the soil, their slaves, their servants. They should be our slaves, our servants. When they come into a community, we should not be bowing to them. They should be bowing to us. The red carpet shouldn't be given to them, the politicians. It should be given to you, me, us, the South African the South African citizens. We should have that because they coming to beg for our vote. Your vote is far more valuable than any life out there because your vote can lead to dictatorship, can lead to communism, can lead to socialism. Socialism leads to communism. We must take a little bit of capitalism and utilize it so we can grow our country because we need to grow our country because only economically will we all be out of impoverishment. We need the jobs. We need our food security. Politics is a everyday thing. And you, the voter who refuse to go and vote, you are the problem. You are the main cause. Because you are not putting your voice down there to say, hang on, I am hurtful. Enough is enough. I want South Africa to become better. So I want to put my vote there so I can choose who I want that I feel is going to be my savior, my voice, going to protect me, going to make sure that the borders are closed, going to make sure that no illegal foreigner comes here, to give white powder to my people, to give to promote criminality, to take our kids. And wow, guys, we only need to look within ourselves. We have the power. We have the power. Yes.
Yeah. Nah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Mr. Woodwright. I saw some people were requesting. If you guys still want to ask a few, maybe one question, it's fine.
Now,
Or,
fast, but then be respectful.
oh, yeah, yeah. If anyone wants to request, you can request. I'll give you a few. Or if not, then Mr. Woodwright will make his closing statement and we close the live. So, yeah, I'll give you guys a couple of maybe 15 seconds. If there's no one requesting, then we're gonna.
Now, we'll
But anyways,
give them opportunity because we'll ask them in the comments.
oh yeah,
It's simple. You know, I see Supiwe has said Zuma was incompetent. Then you have certain people. Oh no, that's Metro Man. So when you look at where people intergage, come intergage. Now's the time to come crucify me because I only want to learn from what you think I'm wrong. Because that's the only way we will find a solution to building South Africa. So if you want to, I will not bite you. I will listen to you because listening is a skill. And I will give you the opportunity to question me. And there's no barriers around your questioning. You've got the freedom of your voice, of your choice. So you can come and question. Is that fine with you?
yeah, nah, but I don't think anyone's requesting. Yeah, I think we can. If you have any closing statement, then I close.
My closing
Yeah.
statement is thank you very much for doing this. I've given you this opportunity because I think we should be growing each and every South African out there born from the soil. If we don't want to grow us, then we might as well stop what we are doing because we're going nowhere. We will become slaves to the government because then you are promoting and giving the opportunity of dictatorship. You need to take it in a direction where you will learn to grow and have a mind because you don't have to be educated to understand. Because you as a person, your education level that you never had, you have the experience. The experience is far greater than education itself because you know exactly what right is right and what wrong is wrong. So you as a South Africanness, become a South Africanness. Build yourself. Once you've built yourself, you build your household. Once you've built your household, you go into your neighborhood and you build your neighbors, and they will build the same way you build. And eventually, we will have a society. And I'll put that right there, right now. I've started a program to bring God back into our schools, into society. And I will tell you what the program is, because I want people to steal this program from me, because South Africa can only grow if this program grows. Can we have the church leaders be present at the schools close in their vicinities and just go give a prayer every morning at any school and any gathering publicly? Just give a prayer. Open the hearts of people. And we start with that program. And we make churches responsible to do these things. And we make society responsible to listen to these prayers. And then we will start understanding how we will eradicate our societies of being drug infested, white powder infested, my apologies, and how we can grow our societies where the kids of today need to respect their parents. It starts in your household. If you respect, and you don't have to use the cane to prove respect, you can use what the kid loves the most. Take the sugar out of his coffee. Take away his gaming console. Take something away that he or she loves the most. But you need to stick to it so that they can learn the facts of respect. Because with respect comes growth. With growth comes a great country. And a great country becomes for everyone. And it will always be great. You have the greatness in your hands and your heart. Please take it forward. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity, Mr. Vodright. Thanks for the opportunity. It's been an interview. Yeah, I'll put it up on the YouTube channel. And yeah, man, thanks a lot. Yeah, have a great day. Have a great day.
If you want a picture, I'll try and send you a picture. I tried to do it, but it didn't go through to you.
Oh, yeah, please. Yeah, I'll need that. Yeah, I'll need the picture. All right.
Maybe do me a favor, send me your WhatsApp number. I want to use it out for you. And then I can send it via that. It will go quicker to you. You'll get it all.
Okay. Okay, no stress. No, have a great day.
Thank you. Same to you. May God bless you with all the health and the wealth. And may people look at you and understand is to grow all our South Africans born from the soil, and keep on doing that, Just Kings. No matter whether people fight you or people try and wrong you, people will spread fake news, because fake news is what they thrive on. And it's always the left and the far right that always try to be with fake news. So they are fake. Let's get to the people who are factual. Thank you.